Good morning. It's Thursday morning, September 7th. I know it's been a long time since I popped on here. I had all these great ideas about things I was going to do this summer and ways that I was going to connect with you, and summer was fast. It was a little bit furious at times, and for some reason I still forget, even this many years into being a parent, how much the summer becomes focused on my kids, which is a good thing. You know, it's always good to focus on your family, and we did have such a wonderful summer together. But now we're getting back into the swing of things with school starting and getting into schedules and all of that, and I have a little bit more time here. So I just wanted to pop on this morning. I was reading in Isaiah today and just so reminded about the way that Jesus loves us, the way that he does bring beauty for ashes, the way that he does give the oil of joy for those places of mourning in our lives. And I had to think about so many people that I know and love, and people all across our country that I don't know, but yet that I know are struggling because of the natural disasters that we've heard about. I have so many friends in Texas that have been severely impacted by Hurricane Harvey, and so many friends in Florida who are bracing for Irma, and I know friends that have friends in, sorry about that, places where there are wildfires burning, and all of this is hard. It's hard when you're there, and it's hard to think about these things, and it's not just all of that. It's not just all of the natural disasters, but it's the things that come against us in our lives, you know, those places where we walk day to day that are difficult, that we're not sure how to find our way through, and that we're waiting on the Lord. But we can hold on to the truth that he is good and he is faithful, and that he does bring us beauty for ashes. He is all about redemption, and I can see this clearly in my life. You know, it's not that every day has been easy. I say that a lot when I'm asked to share my story and to give inspiring messages of hope, because that's my heart. My heart is to share the hope that God has given me with people who also find themselves in places of brokenness, because don't we all? But, you know, the thing is that as we look across that landscape of our life, we can see the places of God's faithfulness, how he met us, sometimes in ways that we couldn't have ever expected in the middle of our storm. And I have to believe that that's what he's doing now in those major places of devastation all across our country, and also in those places of devastation inside of our hearts. You know, sometimes those personal places that only we know. God is there in the midst of that. And so I just want to read to you what Jesus spoke about himself in Luke chapter 4. He said in verse 18, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the recovery of sight to the blind, and to set at liberty those who are oppressed, and to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord." Those were things that Isaiah spoke about him, and that Jesus then spoke of himself, that he gives those things: healing to the brokenhearted, liberty to the captives, recovery of sight to the blind. He is all about giving you beauty for ashes, all of those places in your life. And I know that sometimes that doesn't mean the circumstances change. There are definitely places in my life where I can see, you know, the brokenheartedness that I went through, and the circumstances didn't change. But so often it's the way I think about the circumstance, the way that I think about myself, the way that I think about God and who he is in those places, because that changes everything. When we allow him into our hearts and we allow his perspective to become our perspective, you know, sometimes the circumstance doesn't change, but the way we see it does, and that changes everything. So my encouragement to you this morning is that that's this: if you find yourself in a place that's hard, that's in a place where you're completely broken, where all you can see is pain and ashes, know that God is already there, that Jesus is exactly who he said he is, that all of his promises are true, and that he is working beauty amongst those ashes. That's the promise that you can hold on to regardless of circumstance. It's kind of the baseline that you can stand on when there's nothing else to stand on, or when everything is fine. These aren't just words for the chaotic days of our lives, but it's words for the truth of who he is and what life looks like when we allow him in ours. So much love to you from me this morning, and please know that above that, God just loves you so much, and that he is bringing joy to your places of mourning and beauty for your ashes. Have a great day, everybody.